Hi, I'm Joshua.
And hi, I'm Chloe.
Welcome to the Musical Chairs podcast.
Yeah, where we talk about and review a musical every single week.
Yes, so how are you?
I am doing pretty good, but also not very good because I am like really behind on homework and
Oh, me too. I'm like 3
all
weeks
due
behind.
tomorrow. So
Yay! I've done like
great.
none.
I had coffee and we're staying up till like 2 a.m. So.
Yeah, it's fine. We can get through it. It's okay. I get 3 hours of sleep anyways.
I know. At least like that's normal for you.
That's
like
normal
for
for
me,
me.
I go to bed like at 11. So but anyway.
Never heard of that.
never even heard of it. never knew it existed.
Yeah. But anyways, our musical this week is Grease. Grease is the musical set in the 1950s by Jim Jacob and Warren Cassie. It opened off-Broadway in 1971 and opened on Broadway the following year. Grease has had 2 Broadway revivals and continued to run on tours until 2017. It is a very popular show for high school and community theater. Grease has been nominated for various Tony Awards and has received 2 Drama Desk Awards and 2 Theater World Awards. The Grease movie came out in 1978, starring Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta.
Yes, that is the one we watched.
Yes, we did watch the movie.
So
which we learned that the song, there's like a bunch of songs that like aren't in the movie. So yeah. Keep in mind, we're going to be talking about the songs in the movie, I mean, the songs in the movie are in the musical, but we're not talking about the ones that we didn't listen to that were in the musical.
Yes. So basically, you're probably wondering, well, what's this even about? So, 2 high school lovers meet during the summer as Sandy, an innocent high school girl who's visiting America, and Danny, a rebellious high school senior. They think they'll part ways since Sandy must go back home, but it turns out they end up going to the same high school. Their love goes through many ups and downs, but will they end up together in the end? Joshua wrote that, so props to him.
I wrote it 3 seconds before we started.
I know, but it's okay. We did well. We can improvise.
Yes. Also, we think she was from Australia.
We don't know for sure.
We don't. We think. Sure. I'm pretty sure, but we didn't write it just in case. But the original Broadway cast was Danny played by Barrick Bostwick, Sandy by Carol Damas, Rizzo by Age.
You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh my God, Chloe, say it.
Adrienne, I think.
Barbu. Rizzo. No, I already did that one. That's the one I struggled on. Kiniki played by Timothy Mayers. Frenchie played by Maria Small.
Yeah.
Maria. I don't
know.
Maria.
Yeah. Okay, and then the cast in the movie is Danny played by John Travolta, Sandy played by Olivia Newton-John, Rizzo played by Stockard Channing, Kiniki played by Jeff Conaway, and Frenchie played by Didi Khan. By the way, these are not all the characters. I know I did. These are not all the actual characters. They're just kind of ones that like are more important, like leading roles. Like
but there are other characters that do pop up that we can talk about.
Yeah. Oh, I was like, well, we can move on, but we do not move on.
We do not move on.
Was there like a particular actor in the movie that you really liked?
John Travolta.
I was gonna say that too.
Because he also didn't he play like the mom in
Hairspray?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he wore like a fat suit and was still dancing.
Yes.
So keeping that in mind, and he was like dancing in this, he was very good.
Yes.
And his singing is also great, obviously.
Also great. Yes, his singing is great. Yeah. I like him a lot too. I haven't really seen much of the other actors.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
They were all really good. So
yes.
Yeah.
I also liked the one girl that played the girl that like dropped out of the school of
Frenchie, yeah.
Yes, her. I just liked her. I mean, she was like barely on screen, but she was just a fun one.
Yeah, on to favorite characters. That would probably be my favorite character, or just like, I don't know. Probably she's like my favorite character.
Yeah,
So, yeah. What is your favorite character?
I'd probably agree.
It's so much fun.
Yeah,
Um, um,
she's
and
kind of nice.
I know she is. She's kind of just like the rest of them are kind of just like in their own like issues, but she's just like beauty school dropout over here. Um, and if you could be cast in a musical, who would you want to be?
um, I guess probably Danny.
Yeah, this one's nice because it has like a lot of different like, I don't know, like usually there's only like one leading female and male, but like this one has a lot of different options that
Yeah.
are like males and females. Yeah, I would probably say, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of, honestly, I would take any one of the female roles.
I
They're
mean,
all
yeah,
pretty good. They're
I
all
do
pretty
like
good.
all the male ones are pretty similar, I feel like.
Yeah, they're all pretty similar. There's like the occasional difference, but like
Yeah.
they're all really similar.
Because most of them are all or most of them are all in like their friend group, so they all have
Yeah,
like similar
nerds or
personalities.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm who would you recommend this musical to, and why?
Just like anyone, really. I mean, obviously,
Yeah.
it's obviously a very popular one. Like everyone's at least heard a song from Greece, even if you don't know it's from Greece, you've definitely heard it.
Yeah.
And it's just very popular, and it's good. It's a good one too. It's just a good like nothing too extreme,
Yeah.
just like a fun little one.
Yeah, I would probably recommend it. Like, obviously, I wouldn't recommend it to like children because
Yeah.
it can be a little like sexual.
It's not too
but
bad though. It's
it
really
is
it's just
not that
it's
bad at all.
not it's more like subtle hints, not too I mean not
Uh-huh.
subtle, but like a little kind of subtle.
Mm-hmm.
But like still
Yeah.
like obvious. Like if it's a child, they'd probably just brush over their head, and they
Yeah,
like
that's
wouldn't even.
probably
They
true.
just be like, "What? I don't know what that means."
Yeah. But I would probably recommend it to like anyone, like pretty much
Also, if you
anyone.
like older musicals too, because this is obviously
Yeah.
an older one.
Or like you like this stuff like the 50s time era or
Oh
something.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
But basically anyone, just like
Mm-hmm.
you said, like it's a musical for anyone really, especially since it's such a popular movie.
Yeah.
So yeah. And finally, what would you rate it out of 10?
Probably like an 8.
I would say the same. I really liked it. It was really good, but it's not like wow, I love
Yeah.
it. So
It's
yeah,
not like completely like blowing you away with like that was so deep. It was like
or like that was so cool, but
yeah, but it's definitely still really good.
Yeah, it's still really good. Just like a solid 8 out of 10. Yeah. So we're obviously going to be going into spoilers now.
Yes.
We're gonna my voice just like left. But we're gonna be talking about the musical and like what happened, and
yes.
So if you don't want it spoiled, then don't keep watching. Or keep watching.
Or keep watching.
We can't really control
Watch real quick. It's like 2 hours. Well, it's like an hour and like 50 minutes.
Yeah.
If you watch the
really
movie.
it goes by pretty fast.
Yeah, it goes by pretty fast too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And there's like a lot of good actors in it, and
mm-hmm.
It's a pretty good movie for being like a 1970s movie.
Yeah.
Like it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So go watch it. Don't let us ruin it for you.
Yeah.
So
but one thing, okay, I want to talk about in the movie, there's like that little like animation at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and it showed like all the actors, because I think in movies more than, instead of having all the actor credits at the end, they have them more at the beginning.
Yeah.
And so like there was like a cool animation that was I just really liked it. I just thought it was a fun little thing.
Yeah, it was cool. Like they like animated each one of the main characters. Like it was really cool. Like it was a really cool thing to do.
Yeah, and the animation was really good on it too.
I know. It wasn't like bad. Like it was actually really good. Like
yeah,
it was, like, especially for its time too. Like so that was great. so yeah, that happens at the beginning, and I was kind of confused at the beginning because it was just showing like these two lovers, and I was just
Yeah.
what,
It's like,
like
what is this?
what is going on? Like I was, where did they
But
come
it
from?
turns out it's what's their name? How did I what? Hello? Danny and Sandy.
Yes.
And they were just like having fun because they met over the summer. And Sandy is we think Australia. Even though her accent is very British.
I was confused with her accent like the whole
Me too.
movie. Like I was like,
I was
what
like, I
is
thought she
she?
was Australian.
Because she like I feel like someone
It's
was like,
very
how about the
British.
down under or something. Like I
Yeah.
feel like someone said that.
Yeah.
But she
And then
sounds like
she's so British the whole time.
yeah, she sounds like weirdly like British with like a very slight hint of Southern and like some like Australian in there. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's really weird. Like I had
But yeah.
no idea.
Yeah,
But
so they just meet, and then she's just like, I don't know, I kind of have to go. I don't know if I'll ever see you again, because she thinks she's going back to Australia, but
yeah.
she's not. She's actually not. Turns out they're not, and she's just staying at America for high school now, um, which they don't know. They don't know yet. So,
Yeah.
so then it goes into summer nights,
hmm
which is when pretty much Sandy and Danny, they're just talking to their friends about each other,
Yeah,
about
literally
how
each
like
other.
about
They're
how
like
like I met this
gossiping.
guy, or like I met this girl, and they were pretty cool, and I kind of love them, except I don't know if I'll ever see them again.
Exactly. Yeah. Because they were just kind of like it was like Danny was with the boys and then
Yeah.
Sandy was like with the girls. And in this movie, there's like two different like it's kind of like cliques, but it's also like gangs, kind of like it's kind of um for the boys, I think at least.
Mm-hmm.
And so the boys are like the T-birds, I think. I'm not
I
exactly
don't
sure
remember.
the right
I don't
name,
remember what it's
but
called.
I'm pretty sure it is. And they have it on like the back of their leather jackets.
Mm-hmm. And the
And then
girls
the
are like the
girls,
pink
the
something.
pink ladies.
The pink
Yeah.
ladies. Wow.
And they have like pink jackets with the pink ladies on the back. It's
Yeah.
kind of interesting to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a little piece of information.
Yeah,
there.
and so they're the two, and Sandy, they obviously each go with their respected gender group.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so they just like talk to the friends about like this is a really cool, and they're just all like asking them questions about the other person, and then afterwards they ask Sandy, they're just like, well, what was his name anyways? And she goes, Danny. They go like,
they're
what?
like,
oh, and it's like, what's his last name? I don't remember what his last name was, but she said his last name. He was like, oh, really?
yeah.
And then eventually they like introduce them to oh my god. They introduce her to him. They're like, oh my god.
I know, yeah.
And they're like, I can't believe, and then he's kind of being a jerk.
Yeah, he was. He was like,
I think he was just with his friends, and like his friends were, he was just kind of going.
That's what
with
I think was
them.
happening too. Because I don't think they're like his friends were like really in support of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it didn't really seem like they
like
were.
For a good portion of the movie, he tried to like avoid them anytime he was with Sandy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Towards the end, he didn't really as much, but like beginning and middle, he was like just avoiding them constantly anytime Sandy was with him.
Yeah. And
like
then
there's a restaurant scene where he was like putting up the menus so that they can't see it, and then they just come over, take them down, and they pull a whole table over. They just pull over a table and sit down.
And all of them are there too. They're all like, "Oh, hi, we're here now." And it's like, "Oh," but yeah. After that, they're kind of just like.
And then she gets really mad at him, like really mad.
She's like, why are you like being this way? Like, because he was again being like a jerk. Yeah. And then somehow they wind up at a sleepover. I think they were like, oh, we want to spend the night or something.
Yeah, I think they're like, we're having a sleepover. Do you want to come, Sandy? And she's like, all right.
Yeah, sure. I don't know any of you, but
and
sure.
And she's, keep in mind, Sandy is very like innocent, like just like a goody two shoes. Like she's like the perfect like, you'd want to bring this person home to your parents.
Yes, definitely.
And so she's like very, and like the pink ladies, right?
Yes.
They're very like kind of sexual, and like they talk about and they're just like very like kind of not super rebellious, but just a bit like they drink alcohol and stuff, and like
and they like they kind of
so she's not like used to it at all. She's like, I don't know. And like they smoke and stuff, and she's just like, and so at the sleepover, they're kind of being not the best friends.
They were she's just like making fun of
they're
her.
Like smoking, and then she's like, Sadie, you should. It's like, oh no, it's like, no, you should try. She said, oh, okay. And so she starts coughing. She's like, haha, you're coughing. And then
I know.
And then she has her try alcohol, and she's like, oh no, I'm good. She's like, have you never tried? It's like, no. She's like, no, I had like champagne like once. But no, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm okay. And then they're like, no, try it. And she's like, oh, I guess so. Okay. And then she just kind of has a little bit, and that's really it. And then
it's like getting her ears pierced in the bathroom or something.
Yes, by I think Frenchie.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Because she was the one she was like went to like the school for stuff, for like hair and like all that stuff, for like fashion or whatever. So she's like, I'm learning how to pierce my ears and stuff, and so she's like, oh no, I'm good. I don't need my ears pierced. And she's like, oh no, I promise it won't hurt that much, and I've done it, and there might be blood, but that's okay. She's like, oh no, but I think Frenchie was literally trying her best to be nice. I think she just didn't catch on that Sandy didn't want to. I think she just did not. She didn't get it. Because compared to the other girl, she's really nice, like we said before, and she's just like, oh no, you'll be fine. You know, we'll get it done. It'll be quick, and
Yeah, and then she just like, it does not go well. Like she starts bleeding, and then she gets like sick, and like
she throws up.
Yeah, and while she's in the bathroom, they're literally like singing a song and like
but mainly
impersonating
Rizzo.
her.
Is it Rizzo or Rizzo?
Yes, I don't know. I say Rizzo, but I think you could say Rizzo.
Okay, I'll just say Rizzo. And so she sings "Look at Me, I'm Sandra Dee," and she's just mocking her, being like, "Look, I'm a goody two shoes, and I have like do everything right, and I do nothing wrong."
Yeah, and she like literally is like wearing a wig too. It's like
it's like a blonde wig that's like kind of similar. It has the same idea.
Yeah, but
it's like the adult version of her hair. Like the 40-year-old mom version of her hair.
Yes. Something just like died over here. But it's okay. Anyway, we'll mourn it later.
And then she comes down. She's like, "Are you making fun of me?" She's like,
"People are so insensitive."
Yeah.
Or wait, like, what did she say? She said something around that. She's like, but anyway.
But she's just like, "Are you what?" Yeah.
But then after that, she was like, somehow one of their boyfriends gets brought up, and then she's like, oh, can I have like a piece of paper or whatever she was writing on? And then she gave her one, and then Sandy just kind of goes outside and starts singing about her relationship with Danny, because he just like literally abandoned her. Like
and she's like so sad. She's like, I loved him, and he just said, I suck.
I know, I suck. Sorry.
And so she's like really sad, just singing about it, which is a good song.
It was a good song.
I think it was like for a while it was like a big TikTok sound. I think
it was like a big TikTok trend.
Yeah,
for
like a little bit. Are you holding a kiwi?
Yes. How did you see the kiwi?
I was
playing with.
I saw the outside of it, like it's a squishy kiwi, and so I saw that. I was like, that looks like a kiwi. Why does she just have a kiwi?
It's my non-edible kiwi. I literally said edible. It's not. It's clearly not edible. I'm not eating non-edible.
Yeah. But Sandy goes back inside, and then like all the boys come, like just all of them. They just come.
Yes.
It's just like okay, and then Rizzo. She comes out and she's like, "Hey y'all," and and I think it's either like was it already her boyfriend, or was it just like?
I think so.
Or was she just gonna hook up with him?
It seemed like they had like a relationship.
They've had previous,
or, like,
something. I don't know.
Because throughout the whole musical, they're kind of just like still together. Like it's not really like, I feel like they had history or something.
Yeah. So they come and then they all like kind of make fun of her a little bit and stuff, and then like eventually they her and the guy that she's like basically hooking up with, they just leave, and then they're just like, okay, bye.
Yeah.
And they do whatever they did, which we know
Yes.
exactly what they did.
But we don't know for the purpose of this video.
Yeah, we don't know at all. No idea.
Yeah, and like while they're like doing the thing that we have no idea what's happening.
Yeah, I don't know.
This guy literally runs into their car. Like he's from another like gang thing. It's called the Scorpions, and he literally just like backs up into their car and then causes like a big dent in it with like engine issues, and it's no good. But it inspires a really cool song later. So,
yes.
Yes. I don't know exactly what happens after that. I think it's like.
I think it just goes into Grease Lightning.
Like the next day or something.
I think so.
Because after that, I feel like they didn't really.
I feel like it just went to Grease Lightning after that.
Yeah. So like they were like, well, wait, let's fix up this car, and Danny was like, no, guys, like you really have to like work on it. It's like you have to do it. And so they sang this whole song that was like singing about the Grease Lightning, and like it was quite interesting.
Yes.
And then they ended up like it ended up being like all a fantasy in the end. It was kind of funny. Like it was like just an imagination the whole time. So yeah, it's kind of
no.
It did not.
But then there's a while without music, which I don't fully remember because the music is like my like main like points of like remembering stuff.
Yeah.
So I remember at some point they go to like a restaurant, I think.
Right? Yeah, because he was like sometime he was like, Sandy.
Oh yeah, he went up to Sandy at some point. He was like, I'm sorry. Oh, I know what it was. Sandy was going on a date with another guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then she's because then there are like those like music things that you like put like a quarter in and you could like pick the song that's gonna play next. And so she was going up to that thing and picking up the next song. And then she's talking to Danny and she's like, this guy is pretty great. And she's like, yeah, but like all of his brains went into like his biceps or something like that. I think he said something like that. It was just like something about like him being so dumb and just like everything just goes into his muscles.
That's funny.
Yeah, with like the stereotypical like jock, because she ends up going on the cheerleading, I guess, team. Is it a team?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so yeah, she goes to like the cheerleading team, and so she like is with a jock, and then yeah, does Danny start going to like the PE class thing now or later?
I can't exactly remember, but I feel like he was just like, you know what, I feel like it was like pretty much immediately after that. Like
I think so.
He decided to try all these things.
Yeah, and so she like win her over. And then eventually they just kind of like run away together.
Yeah.
And then I think this is when they go to the restaurant.
Yes.
And he's like, what? And then he sees like every single person he knows in there.
I know.
Like, maybe we should not go here. And she's like, oh, why? I think this place is great. She's like, okay, I guess so. And so he like runs through. He like grabs her and just runs through the thing. And he like picks a seat in the back. She's like, oh, why are we so hurried? He's like, I want to make sure we get this seat as fast as we could.
Yeah.
And then he just starts putting up the menus. He's just like, why are you putting up the menus? It's like for privacy.
Privacy.
Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then they end up ordering the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I remember he was like, wow, you can eat a lot of food too, which like kind of gives the context of the time.
Yeah.
Because like I think a lot of women were on diets to stay like skinny and thin. But yeah, that happens. And then all the friends
Speaking of the time, the costumes were great.
Yeah.
I did see this video that like the costumes obviously weren't 100% like they went with more the stereotypical thought of the 50s just so people could like think of it better. But they said like the costumes were like pretty close to accurate.
Yeah, they looked really good.
I really liked them.
Yeah, they were great.
And like fit in with like the stereotype that they had to like go in to like really resemble them.
Yes, they were really good. Like I liked how some girls wore dresses and some wore like shorts and like that.
Yeah,
Those
and
like
a
fancier
lot of
tops.
the ones that wore like shorts or pants tended to be the more rebellious ones. The
Yeah.
ones that wore dresses seemed to be more innocent and like good
hmm
ones, which
Yes.
fit with again with like the more stereotyped thing.
hmm
So yeah.
And then after that, I feel like they were talking
And then they
like
talk at the then that's when everyone comes up and like just joins them at the table. It was like,
yeah,
okay, all
yeah.
right,
hmm And
okay.
for like, and then Frenchie was like, "Oh, can I stay a little while? Like, can I stay here?" And then she starts talking to like the owner of the restaurant or like the lady or
She's
something.
just like a waitress.
Yeah, yeah. She was like
She's like,
closing.
how is it? Because she was like, I'm dropping out. How's it like being a waitress?
Oh yeah, that's right. She is a waitress. And so she was like, "I'm dropping out of beauty school. What should I do?" Like, and then she was like, "If only I had a guardian angel." and then and then like a teen guardian angel just like comes into her imagination.
Yeah,
This song is great. Like it's
it's
like
just a fun song.
uh-huh. I love that they included it. It was kind of nonsensical, but it was great at the same time.
Yes. So
And
yeah,
so
just
he's
about
singing and
saying
giving
about
her
her being high school beauty dropout.
yeah. And it was so funny the like angels that were flying. Like it was like
Yeah,
it was so funny. But it was a great song.
it
Um
was.
10 out of 10 song.
Yes,
But
all songs 10 out of 10.
yeah, honestly, all the songs were great. Like there wasn't one that I didn't like, other than the one that where Danny was singing about Sandy. That one was not like I didn't
Which
like
one
that
was
one.
that?
It was after like Sandy abandoned him in the like drive-through movie thing.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much. Like I liked it, but it was definitely not my favorite. So
Yeah.
yeah. And then there's another while without music
Mm-hmm.
after that. But
We'll
there's like
try to
this
remember.
I know we'll try. But I feel like so like through the events of like that there ends up being a dance. Like there ends
Dance.
up
And
being
it's
like a
also
big
at the
dance.
beginning there's like the school said like, hey, we're like apparently a really popular school. It's like seen as like the best school. So
Mhm.
they're like, let's record our like dance and like have a winner and stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And
And
so
so that's how
eventually somehow we get to that.
uh-huh. Yes.
And obviously Danny and what's her name? Sandy.
Yeah.
They go together and like all the couples go together and stuff. Um and so they just all dance.
Yeah.
That's kind
And
of
they
it.
well
Well, there's
something
more
does
stuff.
happen.
There's more stuff, yeah. But
Yes. Yeah. Because the lady ends up like they're all dancing, they're all having a blast. And then the lady who's like, "I'm the best dancer ever," just like
Kieran's like
comes in.
cha-cha.
Yeah. Yeah. It was she like
Oh,
came
that
in.
reminds me. So there's I think I told you about this on Disney Plus, a thing called Encore.
Oh yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
So they did one on Greece, and the lady that was Cha-Cha that like played her, she
Uh-huh.
looks like the adult version of the girl in the movie.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, wait, she like actually like looks like her. Like just like her
Wow.
face shit. I was just like, whoa. I watched it, I was like, wait, hold on.
That's funny. They chose a good match then,
Yeah.
probably. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um, but
But
this girl
anyways.
comes in and just
Also,
like
I
steals Dan.
recommend Encore, by the way. It's good.
Yes, I need to watch it
It's just
actually.
pretty much like a bunch of people that like in high school they did a musical, and so they bring them back while they're adults, like sometimes in their 20s, sometimes in like their 40s and 50s, and they like bring them back to do a musical, to do the same musical that they did with like the same roles that they were, even if they like haven't sang since.
I
But
know. Yeah, that's
yeah,
really cool. Then like this girl literally just like steals Danny. Like she just like comes in with a dance move and literally just like pushes Sandy out and just like
yeah. I
steals
looked
him.
up for 3 seconds and I looked down and suddenly she was dancing with him and I was like, oh,
I
okay.
know. It happened so fast. And Sandy was so upset. She was like, "Oh, man, my man has been taken from me."
My man has been snatched.
um Yeah, and so they dance, and I think they end up winning.
They do.
And
And
it was just
then
like,
some people, while they're dancing, and 3 of the boys end up mooning the camera, which you don't know what that means. It means pulling your pants down and just showing your bare butt. And
yeah,
and
because the
so
song was called Blue Moon, and so they were just like,
yeah, and so they moon the camera.
yeah, that was crazy. They ended
Yeah.
up like, they ended up getting in trouble for it.
They did, and they're
So,
like, if you guys don't confess, the FBI will be after you. Thank you.
I know. I was like,
I was like, what?
okay.
Whoa, hold on.
I know. And after that, like, I feel like they just like, yeah, so they end up going to this drive-through movie thing.
Yes.
And
Which is like one of those which they don't really have now, but just
yeah.
actually these would be good for like quarantine. Like go to like
I
the
know,
drive-in
like,
movies.
yeah.
So like if you aren't aware of what they are, they're just like it's just like a movie theater but with cars. So it's just a big screen and you just park your car in a place and you watch a movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was selling weed, there was like a little thing that you put inside your car so that you could hear it.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
Yeah, because sometimes you'd be like more towards the middle or back and they wouldn't have speakers like there. So they just like give you a little thing that you put inside your car, like you connect it to like your radio or something.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to one, but they are pretty
I've been
cool.
to one and I was like 4. Like I was really I don't remember what movie it was. I don't remember why we went. I don't remember who else was in the car other than my parents or if anyone else was in the car. I just remember going. That's it.
That's
I don't even remember going. I just remember being there.
Yeah. Yeah, so they were there and Sandy was just kind of talking about, she was like, do you actually like her? Like, I think you guys look good together. Like, he's just like, no. And then he ends up getting like really like antsy at the movie. And then he gets a little like touchy, I guess.
Yeah, he starts like touching her and like trying to kiss her. And she's like, what are you doing? It's like, you're probably fine.
Mm-hmm.
And also like 3 seconds earlier, he gave her his ring.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, I know you love me now.
You. Yeah.
And then she's like, what the heck?
Yeah.
What are you doing? And then he gets like really mad at himself for like a second. And she's like, take this stupid piece of tin. And then like throws it back at him.
Yeah. And then she just like storms off and we don't see her for a while. So then this is where he starts singing the Sandy song. Mm-hmm. He's like, deserted in a drive-through movie. Like, I don't know the notes, but it's like literally that's how it starts. And I'm like, okay.
I mean, it's your fault, sir.
It
was not her fault.
Not at all. Like, that was not her fault at all. Mm-hmm. And he sings that, and he's just kind of like singing a sad song for a while.
And then we find out that Miss Rizzo is pregnant from the thing that we have no idea what happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we
don't know. No clue. no idea at all. So because of that thing that we don't know about, she is pregnant now, and then she literally tells one person, and 3 seconds later, everyone knows. Like literally, they gossip, and then she's not even done. She gets like halfway to the car.
I know.
And then someone's just like, I heard you're pregnant. And she's like, well, word gets out fast.
I know. She was so chill with it too. Like, and then like everyone just kind of knows. And it's just like, okay.
And then I think it goes like the next day, like at school.
I think so too.
And then Sandy is just like, hey, and she's kind of talk, let's just have a quick conversation. And then she's like, you can tell me about whatever if you want. And she's like, thanks. Yeah. And then she sings There Are Worse Things I Could Do, which is just her being like, I could do worse.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. She was also saying like one of the worst things she could do is like if she was talking about how she like could flirt with all the guys and like do all that stuff that she normally does, but not go through with it. Just like trick them and not actually just go through with it. She was saying that's like one of the worst things she could do, and that she always goes through with things. So at least she goes through with things.
Oh,
though it may.
Okay, you're back. Your camera died for like 3 seconds.
My iPad just like literally.
It said Chloe smiley face.
Oh, am I still here?
No, yeah, you're here still. You're here.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I couldn't see myself for a minute, and I was like,
okay. So yeah, then that little song happens, and there's just like then it's another while without music. We're just like, okay.
It's a big card battle thing.
Yeah. So they fix up the car at some point, and they finish fixing it up, and they're like, you can't run a car with stolen things. Like, well, not all of it's stolen.
Not all of it.
Just most of it.
Yeah. And then they fix it up, and it actually looks really nice. Like
it does.
Actually looks good. But then they decide to have like a card duel almost.
Yeah.
Like a race.
With like the other group. And then they're just and this is also Cha-Cha's in the other group as well.
Yes.
And so they're all just like gathering around. She's like, I think she's like the guy, like the main guy's like girlfriend.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I think she's like
because she was the girl that like did like the raise flag up the end and put it down to go. And she said, I hope you win, baby, or something like that.
Yeah.
And so she like starts. So what was gonna happen was, I think, what's the guy that was supposed to drive the car?
Kaneki?
Yes, him. So he goes to bend something up, and then what's the name?
Oh, so here's
Danny.
what happens. One of the girls gives him a penny, and she's like, "Oh, I dropped it," and then he was like, "I'll get it," and then he tried to get it, and then the car just literally like
just opens and it knocks him out.
I know.
And then Danny's like, so you literally cannot drive right now. You cannot speak. Like you having a hard time speaking. So if that's okay with you, I'll drive. And he said, okay. And so Danny drives for him, and he ends up winning. Yay!
And I was gonna say Sandra.
Sandy was just like on the sideline. That is her name. But
she was just like watching from the side, like she wasn't actually there.
Yeah, she wasn't like with the group. She was kind of looking from this like on the side, and and then she was about to wish him congratulations, but they're still like kind of iffy. And so then
because of what happened.
Yeah, and so then Frenchie comes over and it's like, "Hey, Sandy." He's like, "Hey,"
like,
and
let's
then.
go.
She's like, how are you? It's like, you wanna, and then she's like, can I go over to your house? She's like, sure. Voice crack. Sure. She's like, all right. And then also behind this, it's playing Look at Me, I'm Sandra D reprise.
Yes. I'm pretty sure that's the one where she's like kind of like singing in her head, I think. Because she's not actually busy.
She's not actually like saying words. She's just like
thinking about the stuff.
Yeah.
That she's thinking of.
And so then the next day, there's a fair for the seniors.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you know what's something we brushed over? What? During the dance thing, like the reporter guy that was like for the TV thing?
Yeah.
He was like flirting with one of the like students, I think.
I know.
Like full on like flirting, and I was like, okay. Like, wow.
I know. Like,
to the point where when they called him up, he didn't come at first.
I know. I was like that was a little disturbing to me.
I think she was trying to like get on camera or something.
Yeah, because she was trying to get on. I think that's what she was trying to do, and then it just became more than that. Like it was like went too far at one point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anyways,
continuing.
Yeah, it goes to the carnival and it's like a real like there's like a Ferris wheel. And like real, like actual, like not like obviously not like a roller coaster or anything, but just like an actual like rides and like real games. I think it's just on the football field. And I was like, what?
Like it's so good. Like
I know. Like it literally feels like an actual carnival.
I know. It looks like professional.
Yeah, they put. Also, I love that the teacher, like the whoever, I think she's like a principal or whatever, that made the announcements, like started crying after the announcement that she made.
I know. And the one with the xylophone.
Yes,
too.
And she just like starts playing it, and then she just keeps playing it, and she's like, no, that's it. She's like,
And then she plays
okay. And then
one
she
more
plays it
note.
again. She plays one note. And then she's like, okay, I'm done.
I know. I love that. And then the fair's happening, and then like Sandy and Danny, I keep on forgetting his name.
Me too.
But
I forget one of their names every time.
they kind of just like start like flirting with each other again, and then like
well, because Sandy comes out in this like
yeah,
more like his style, like more rebellious. She's like comes out smoking.
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
Yeah, like
which I think that's why she wanted to go to Frenchie's house so she could like give her the makeover.
That's what I was thinking too. Like I was thinking that's probably what happened.
Because Frenchie would be the one that would know how to do it.
Exactly. Yeah.
She's like a different person now, and he's like, oh my god, she's so hot. And
I love her now.
And then, well, he left her before, but this was just like, because I
even
think
more.
he also, because they both kind of changed for each other, but
Yeah.
like him not as much. His was more like kind of, and then
Kind
he
of.
just, yeah, and then she did, and he was like, all right, guess I'll go with it.
Yeah.
And then they sing, "You're the one that I want."
You're the one I want. Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, and so. And so they're just pretty much saying that they just want each other and they love each other, and they're just going throughout the fair singing it.
And then finally, like the last song just kind of comes, and it's like where they're all like, "Well, what if we never see each other again?" And then they're like, "No, we'll see each other again." And it's like, definitely we will. And then they sing to each other about like having fun and just like
living
having
the last moments of high school.
Yeah.
We literally Chloe. We graduate in 3 years.
I know. It's so scary.
I know. I'm just like, I'm just like, oh, that's not that far away.
It's not. If you think about it, like they're like, yes, we'll know each other for the rest of our lives, but like, we don't know if we're gonna like.
I might never talk to you again, and after like 4 years.
I know.
I'll just forget about you. Sorry.
That would be so sad. Like at least I have like contact with people, like phone numbers and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, like scary. Because like you're out in the real world after that.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Just on the road. You're just like, all right.
I know.
Have fun.
I don't even know what I want to do for sure. Like I know I want to.
I like want to act or like sing. That's it. I just want to do something like that.
Yeah, I want to do like performing arts, but I don't know what. Like I have no idea what I'm doing. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that out.
Yeah, I have been drawing smiley faces for the last.
I've been cutting up pieces of paper.
Oh, that's so much fun! Yeah. I've been drawing smiley faces.
Wow, they're very beautiful.
They're all different.
Yes, they're very nice. But anyways, I usually have my pillow. But right now, Chloe gave it to me. But right now, it has shed its skin and has become a Star Wars pillow because that's what it was underneath. Underneath the covering, it was a Star Wars pillow, and it has shed because I had to wash it. So I was like, okay, I'll wash it. So it has shed its coat, and it's gonna be Star Wars for like a few days until I get it back.
I so wish I could have found like. Because like I was like, well, it's in pretty good condition. It's free, so I mean. I'll use it, but I mean.
So yeah, but I'm pretty sure grease is on there.
Yes,
on that pillow.
My dog threw up on my blanket, and it's nasty. It's literally nasty. So my blanket's just gone right now. So yeah, it'll be back. But
it'll be back one day.
It's in the process of going through a million washes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, nasty.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
I really don't think anything else because like obviously we didn't watch like a show version. Like we watched a movie. The costumes were great. The hair was great too. Like they're great.
Yes.
So, yeah. Also I think it was actually like kind of ahead of its time for being like a 70s movie.
Yeah.
Like it looks really good and the plot's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. Definitely.
I always think it's funny how like movies then how like sometimes they'll voice over them talking. And so then it'll just be like suddenly someone's voice just sounds really clear. Just like super clear out of a sentence. I'm like, where did this? Who? How did what? Huh?
What from? I know. Yeah.
And a lot of movies
it
then are like that, or like if they turn around, their voice is still 100% clear.
I know, yeah, because like they didn't really like think of that, but I mean, that movie had really good like
Yeah.
songs, like all the songs. Like again, there really wasn't a song I didn't like other than the Sandy one. So
Not
yeah,
the one that Sandy sings, the one that is about Sandy.
yes,
Well, the second one about Sandy.
yes.
So there's two.
So yeah, honestly, go watch it. I had never seen Grease before this, and
Me
I was like,
neither.
what's all the hype about? Like, why is it so good?
Mhm.
But it's actually really good.
It's really
like,
good.
So go watch it if you can. You can rent it for like $3, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
spend a good $3 on it.
Spend a good $3 and have it for 2 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, follow us on our Instagram, Musical Chairs Podcast, Twitter, Podcast Chairs, Patreon, musical. I think just Musical Chairs Podcast again. So follow us on there. It's $3 a month, and you get early access to stuff. I think that's it. So thank you for watching Musical Chairs. I'm Joshua.
I'm Chloe.
Bye.
Bye.